everybody, I'm coming. Hello everybody, Lucifera here. Now I'm seated. This eve I want to discuss some questions which I have received. I want to answer these questions. I receive quite a lot of emails and people asking me different questions, and I answer them as soon as I can. And I thought that these questions will be interesting for you too, and what kind of answers can be found to these questions. So the first question is, I have small children. Is it safe then to summon demons? And I answered that while you have small children, you should avoid summoning demons. This is because when you work with demons, you stir up so many levels of your subconscious mind, and there can be different types of manifestations, starting from chaotic events in your life and ending with poltergeist and things like that. In this book is written, The Essential Golden Dawn. It's written by Sandra Tabatha. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Cicero, I guess. I hope that she will forgive me if I pronounced it wrong. And Chic, Cicero. This book is very good. It gives some descriptions of rituals for newcomers to this Golden Dawn, and there's a very careful warning to be patient in your work with magic, because really they say that you stir up a lot of many levels in your subconscious mind, and therefore this magical practice has to be taken carefully, slowly, and in a safe way. And this book is written by Grimassi, and he is one of my favorite authors. I love his books. This book it's called The Witch's Familiar, and if you read it you will understand that working with forces like demons, or there are no demons in this book, but this is about familiar spirits, how to create them. He describes then what happened, something terrible. Raven had a small bird, a raven, with broken wings. So the author of this book took care of the bird, and while he was experimenting and creating the familiar spirit with with such seals, he was drawing these seals and summoning, creating the familiar. Things went wrong in the end of the process when Grimassi had to dissolve the familiar. I think that it was the stage of saying goodbye to the familiar. Some creature came inside the cage where that raven lived, and there was no possibility of anything physical coming inside that cage, because the cage was locked. And it killed the raven bird. And when Raven Grimassi wanted to bury these remains of the dead raven in a marble cage, some centimeters under the ground, because he wanted the ants to eat up the flesh so that he could have this cranium, the bird's head, for magic, to use in magic. When he then came to this place and had started to dig up this marble cage and took it out, the marble cage was empty. There were no bones. So this is a typical case of scary experiences in the occult. And I refrained from working with these seals because I became afraid, even though as I regard myself quite experienced as a witch, but still, when you cannot explain these things, how, who killed the bird, who took the bones, you just get scared. So these are the things that you should be careful with. And also demons, well, I have never had any bad experiences with demons, but other people have told me some of their weirdest experiences or little bit bad experiences. So if you have small children, don't summon demons, don't work with them. Work with, for example, some Hindu goddesses like Lakshmi, or some Chinese goddesses. You don't need to work with demons. And also avoid such demons like Sabnock, Liraye, Eligos, Vipar, Marbas, Guland from Grimorium Verum, and these sort of familiar spirits. I always keep in mind the example of Raven Grimassi, and when I read this my eyes became round. So this means that one has to be very, very careful and not overestimate one's skills and powers. If such a man like Raven Grimassi had such a terrible experience, who says that we can't have it? Then the second question is, a man asked me, can you make a pact with Lucifer for me? And I said, no, I cannot do it. The reason he could not make a pact was that he did not know how to do rituals and how to do the evocation of Lucifer. And I said that no, I cannot make a pact for you. I can make a pact with Lucifer for myself, because a pact is an agreement between an entity and you. And a pact has to be quite realistic. And when you formulate a pact, you promise the entity to do your best to achieve your goal, and you promise something more also. And then you see how it goes, how this pact goes. And I also want to say, do not promise a lot, unrealistic promises, because when you promise something, it's my experience that you will have to keep your promise. There is no way. The demon will force you to do all this stuff. As I had promised Sabnock, I didn't think then about that I will tell the whole world about you. And now, look, I was sitting here and making videos about him. And at that time, when I promised this and when I made these agreements with him, I didn't know that I will be doing such videos. Then the third question is, I want to begin doing magic, but I am new to all this stuff. Which demon is suitable for a newcomer to the cult? And I always say that first, define your purpose in life. What is the driving force with your life? What is the purpose? What do you want to achieve in life? Or what lacks in your life? When you know exactly then what your voids are, what you lack, choose a demon who will help you to fill these voids and gaps in your psychological makeup. And of course, first I think that the best demon for a beginner is, well, Lucifer, because he is the emperor. You make friends with him first, and then you make friends with other demons, one after another. You can, for example, begin working with Lucifer, then with Lilith, and if you have a need, for example, to hide yourself from your enemies, then you can summon Baal. I have summoned Baal a lot, and he is very helpful and friendly and loyal. When I do a spell with him, then I know that I can count on Baal. He's always there for me, so you can summon Baal, he makes you go invisible. You can summon Vine. This demon teaches magic and also grants you prophetic dreams, so you will dream a lot about your future and about your surrounding, and your intuition will become sharp and more fine-tuned. You will know what's going on around and how to negotiate with people, what to say, and so on. So Stogriel from Grimorium Verum is also another very good demon. He is a teacher in magic, and he will teach you a lot. Plus, he will give you advice when difficulties come into your life. Stolas from Goetia is a teacher demon. He teaches magic and all you want to know about the stars and so on. Then there's one more question I received from a woman. She was like this. One person has caused me so much trouble, so much emotional pain, and so much misery. Kill this person. Do magic on this person to kill them. And I want to say I don't do these kind of spells. I don't do it because they are extreme. They are extreme evil. And moreover, one ritual will not be enough to kill a person. I mean, the process must be gradual. Normally, this is perhaps achievable if you do such magic very often, regularly, with some demons like Guland, Morel, Guland who causes illness, Morel who makes things invisible, and there's one more demon, but I don't want to name this demon, so I don't do this kind of magic. And the best way to become free is to forgive, and then you will become free. Because if you hold on to your grudges, you attract more and more and more of the same into your life. Same kind of people who annoy you, who cause you misery and pain. So if it's about childhood traumas or childhood abuse, I think the wisest thing you can do is to forgive and let go. Then one person has asked me, a magician is attacking me and has done this during a long time now. Can you battle him down? My answer, no. You must have done something to have all those curses coming onto you. I don't fight with magicians or witches. I never do that. What I can do, I can create a witch's bottle with the seal of Sabnock to protect you. It will look like this, a bottle with salt, and inside this bottle there's the seal of Sabnock. And for example, I will ask you to give me your photo or to send me your hair. When I create such a bottle with this seal of Sabnock, and when I call upon Sabnock, Sabnock will then protect you. And if the magician continues to send you magical attacks, he will suffer, he will become ill. And you know, an ill person has no powers to continue to curse you and to ruin your life and to curse your family. This is what can be done. This is a protection method. I can help you to protect you, but I will not fight with witches, because such fights may extend during many years, and they are never productive. They are never productive. Then a man has asked me, when candles burn unevenly and when wax drops a lot, what does this mean? You see, here is one such candle with a lot of wax that was dropping. This may depend upon when you do magic and you are trying to improve a situation, you kind of bring this situation, the energy of the situation, into your ritual circle. And if you bring in disharmony or some other situation, like somebody is ill and you are trying to help them by summoning Marbas and doing a spell with the demon Marbas, the candles may drop a lot of wax. I have seen this pictures of clients who send me these kind of pictures when they do rituals with Marbas to heal themselves. And also I have done some love magic, tragic love, to kind of return, to reunite a couple. I did this for several women who had quarreled with their boyfriends and the boyfriend left. So here you see this, all these drippings from the wax, like the candle is crying. So this may depend upon this kind of energy that you bring into your circle. And also, of course, if you paint the candle with sunflower oil and then you apply cinnamon or garlic or cemetery dirt, all this burns, so, and the wax drips unevenly. So this could be one reason then, that you apply something to the candle.